Alabama 1st and 10 on the 12. Again, Houston. He's got a hole. He's over. Alabama touchdown.
I'm just wondering if your listeners know how good a football player you were. I can still see you playing that fullback, knocking those players out of the way. And that I believe I could have run behind you.
Martin, I can remember when we came to summer and you were playing fullback up there, and I saw you in the weight room and watched you work out in the weight room. If you could you were strong enough to pick up the whole weight room. I wanted to pick it, and I run it back 16 seconds. Biggest mistake we ever made.
The Martin Houston Show with national championship winning fullback Martin Houston, giving you 1 hour of intense, hard-hitting analysis from an insider's perspective. It's time for the Martin Houston Show on your home for Alabama sports, Tide 100.9, and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Good morning. Welcome into the Martin Houston Show on this Thursday edition. We are joined today by Tony Christian Ford, our intern. Of course, we have Chase Brumfield pressing all the right buttons behind the scenes. It is draft day, NFL draft day. The first round is tonight. We have 3 Alabama hopefuls looking to get their name called tonight. Tyler Booker, Jahad Campbell, and Jalen Milroe, who all will be there in Green Bay, as well as we have some SWOT analysis as far as the draft goes, talking about the guys that will be looking to get their names called, not just tonight, but over the next 3 days. Then we have a ton of recruiting news as well. We have Alabama landing a transfer portal commitment, as well as Bama making some noise again in the portal on the basketball side, and some big news about big-name high school players as well on the football side. But remember, we are powered by Fox Eye Care each and every day. Morning, Fox. Morning, TC.
All right. Let's get it going. Welcome into the program. It is a beautiful Thursday morning, and like X said, somebody went to bed last night dreaming of grandeur, and they'll go to sleep tonight as a millionaire. In many cases, multi-millionaire. So what a difference a day can make is never more true on draft day for 32 young men tonight. So we'll be watching it. Hope to have 3 Alabama guys who have that dream come true. And then, of course, we'll look at hopefully even more as it passes along. If you want to talk about it, we invite you to get in on the Empowerment Strategies and Solutions Hotline. Empowerment Strategies and Solutions Hotline is open for business, 205-342-9904. We'll take your call the traditional way, but if you're one of those who tune in via the live stream or don't feel comfortable talking, but you want to add your comments, your reactions, your thoughts, or even ask your question, you can do that by going to facebook.com/The Martin Houston Show, or you can jump in on whichever live streaming platform that you join us on, whether it's the X or YouTube. We welcome your conversations and your comments. Remember that this is a day that the Lord has made, so let's rejoice and be glad in it. Take some time today to notice someone, love someone, serve someone, be the difference you want to see in the world today. And man, what a day it's going to be for a lot of guys. For those of you who may not know what a SWOT analysis is, it is you look at the strengths of your organization. In this case, the organization is the player himself. I used to love it when Deion Sanders, everybody used to talk about Deion Sanders. Now he loved money, and he loved being in the spotlight, and he loved being the center of attention. He loved being prime time. But the word on the street was that he never drank or anything like that, because he said, my body is my inventory, so why would I damage my own inventory? So a SWOT analysis is what's the strengths of that organization, what's some potential weaknesses of that organization, what opportunities or areas could that organization take advantage of, and maybe if they improve, where they have the greatest area of improving. And then the threat is if they don't do something, or they don't take advantage of something, then it could cost them. And of course, no one has had more SWOT analysis, even though it wasn't called that, talked about than Jalen Milroe. The guy, his strength is as high as any player in the draft, and his weakness is as low as any probably third rounder in the draft. I don't see him going below second round just because of the pure potential, potential opportunity that he has. But because of his threats, it makes him the things that he if he doesn't fix, it makes him a potential risk in the first round. So it's an interesting process, interesting thought. But let's not start with Jalen, because we've talked about him. We'll start with one of the other players, but I guess you may want to hit that recruiting news TC was sharing with me before you came on regarding Alabama making a move in the portal.
Yeah, West Alabama transfer tight end Jack San Marco. He is a red shirt. He's going to be a red shirt.
West Alabama?
West Virginia.
You said West Alabama.
Did I? West Virginia to Alabama. I combined West Virginia transfer Jack San Marco has committed to Alabama. He will be a redshirt sophomore this fall. He is 6'5", 238 pounds, played in all of the games for West Virginia last year. We've talked a lot, Alabama needing depth at that tight end position. There's not a lot of experience there. So for this to be Bama's first move in the portal, I'm not surprised by it. It fits a need, and it's a need that's going to be able to be answered. And it allows the younger guys like a Marshall Pritchett, like a Caleb Edwards, even a Jay Lindsey, a little more time to grow and mature as being two true freshmen and a redshirt freshman. He'll probably fall in behind Cuevas and Danny Lewis. As of right now, things could change, but he's an inline guy with the ability to catch the ball as well. A CJ Dupree type of tight end.
Yeah, Max, I think the weight thing may be an old reporting. All of the things that I was reading said he's beefed up to 260.
Wow.
Which probably speaks a lot to why Alabama signed him. I think they know that they have enough athletes who can help the passing game, and that's a lot easier thing for a freshman, a Jay Lindsey or Caleb to come in and do. But when you use the term inline tight end, for some of the young folks listening that may not know, that's just traditional tight end, meaning he can put his hand in the dirt. He can create that C gap, D gap, which gives you another hole for the defense to have to stop when you put that tight end on the end of the line, and now you create the C gap to his left if he's on the right side, and that D gap to his right. So he's 260 and he only has one. He played in 13 games. He sounds a lot like an old fullback from Alabama that played a lot and just the ball wasn't thrown his way a lot. His one catch was more than my catch my freshman year, and I played in every game. So I knew my job. My job was to come in and block, and I think that's why they brought him to the Tide X to help. Because even Cuevas, who is the presumed starter, is a small guy. Not a big, powerful. You don't think of him as a tight end that's gonna, own the edge. So, that's my thoughts on him. But kudos, welcome to the Crimson Tide, young man. I guess that means X potentially that the kid from Troy is choosing somewhere else, or we didn't fall in love with him.
That kind of seems like it, but it also could be that San Marco is younger, so you get more with them. They probably were viewed evenly, because I heard a lot of good reports about the tight end out of Troy Dalton, but you're talking about a redshirt sophomore versus a senior, so you
going through the process again.
Huh?
I said you'd be going through the process again next year if you
exactly.
Yeah, so that makes sense. So, but then again, you got some horses coming in as young guys. Sometimes it's good to get that senior because it keeps you from losing a guy potentially, because you know that the Calebs and the Lewises and the Lindsays all they know that there's going to be one. Well, next year I guess it'd be 2 spots up. So I think Cuevas will be a eligible senior eligible draft pick. So
Lewis and Cuevas are draft eligible, so you never know what could happen with those two guys, depending on the year that they have. Well, moving on, 4-star linebacker Braden Rouse is down to 4 schools. He's out of Marietta, Georgia. He's 6'3", 210. He's a top 100 recruit. He is down between Bama, Michigan, Texas, and Tennessee. That'll be an interesting conversation. Process is how that plays out. He'll be visiting at the end of May, beginning of June for his official visit this summer. I haven't heard much about him, but it'll be interesting to see what type of play Alabama makes. When you look as far as location, Alabama and Tennessee are the closest schools to home. Texas and Michigan, a little ways away, so maybe that plays into his decision. But we'll kind of have to see how this one plays out. But we're going to go ahead and get to break when we come back on the other side. A couple of other big in-home visits for Alabama and a decision by a top player in the 2026 class that favors very well for Alabama as well. We'll continue more with this on the other side. This is the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier.
Tide 100.9 traffic.
Tuscaloosa traffic now from the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center. A very good Thursday morning to you. We're getting off to a slow start on 69 northbound onto Skyland Boulevard. Busy intersection, unusually busy this morning, and it's got traffic backed up to Calusa Avenue. Otherwise, the rest of the freeways and side streets are not doing so bad at all. Looking good on McFarland Boulevard between Watermelon and 43. You're traveling in the green. With your Tuscaloosa traffic now, I'm Tammy Thomas.
This report is sponsored by True Green.
Townsend Nissan on Skyland Boulevard has all tariff-free new Nissans in stock and ready to be discounted for immediate sales. You've got to shop Townsend Nissan for huge savings right now. Townsend Nissan Tuscaloosa.
We're back in the miller's yard who now use True Green.
Their lawn started looking like a golf course, and PGA Tour golfers made it their favorite stuff.
Get a PGA Tour quality lawn for as little as $1 a day at TrueGreen.com. Exclusions apply. See TrueGreen.com for details.
The weatherman predicts a shower of cash at Pearl River Resort. On Fridays and Saturdays, we'll draw a lucky winner to step into our cash machine during our Whirlwind of Cash event. Grab as much as you can to win your share of $200,000 in cash and bonus bet prizes. Plus, double your winnings by catching a multiplier bill. Experience the Whirlwind of Luck when you play at Silver Star and Golden Moon Casinos. Must be 21 or older to play.
I'm ready. Let me just grab my bag. Sweatpants, huh? Didn't know we were keeping it casual this month. Yeah, I feel bloated every now and then.
You have to try new Align 3-in-1 Biotic Gummies. They have prebiotics to nourish good bacteria, probiotics to help relieve occasional bloating, and postbiotics for immune support.
All that in one gummy?
Yep. So no sweatpants next time?
Not anymore.
Align 3-in-1 Biotic Gummies for gut health support. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Are you receiving unemployment? Your benefits could be at risk. Here's how you can protect yourself and your benefits. Never respond to mail notifying you of a false claim in your name. Never answer a text message asking you to verify your account. And only respond to official Alabama Department of Labor's social media pages. Report fraud at labor.alabama.gov/fraud. Brought to you by the Alabama Department of Labor, ABA, and the station. The Alabama Department of Labor is an equal opportunity employer program. Auxiliary aids and services available upon request to individuals with disabilities. Dial 711 for TTY accessibility.
Hey, I'm Martin Houston, and I want to tell you about exciting news happening at Box Eye Care. They moved to their new location, bringing you a brand new lab, stylish new frames, and a fresh look just for you. Enjoy their expanded frame inventory, competitive prices, and faster service, all with the same great level of service you've come to know and trust. Discover this full-service eye care at Box Eye Care's new location. With their in-house lab, they offer unbeatable value and one of the largest frame collections in town. Schedule your eye exam today and walk out with new glasses in less than an hour in most cases. Visit boxeyecare.com. That's boxeyecare.com, or call 205-342-0660. That's 205-342-0660. Visit them at 5003 Oscar Baxter Drive. That's Box Eye Care. Your vision, our priority.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
A mixture of clouds and sunshine today. Again, the chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms, mainly this afternoon and this evening. The high today 80, tonight's low 62. Tomorrow, partly sunny, a thunderstorm in spots. The high 81. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 66 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
The sound of Bama Sports. Your show, your team. The Martin Houston Show on your home for Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Welcome back into the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier. We have TC, Tony Christian, joining us today. So we invite you to join in with us as well. Get your thoughts, your comments, and your reactions in on the chat. We want to tell you about North River Timber Company. North River Timber Company. You can find them at northrivertimberco@gmail.com if you are looking for timber harvesting appraisals or land management in Tuscaloosa, West Alabama, and into East Mississippi. Courtney White and his team are registered foresters with double-digit years of experience, so they can help you get done what you need to get done with your land. And I love it when they say having land is like having money in the bank. You can use that land to pay for college. You can use that land to deal with purchasing maybe a car for a teenager or remodeling, etc. So, but if you want to maximize that, you need to talk with Courtney White and North River Timber Company. Don't go it alone. Get the professionals to help you. That's North River Timber Company, LLC. You can reach them at 205-242-5127, 205-242-5127, North River Timber Company. Before we get into the recruiting and the SWOT analysis, I do want to honor when we tell people to send us comments, and we said we'll do it all along. Just a couple of flashback comments from yesterday regarding the commissioner for a day. Brendan Mass said there has to be regulations and consequences. So if they were the ones acting as the commissioner for the day, they're putting in some regulations and consequences for the transfer portal and NIL, these college student athletes with no dedication, commitment, just chasing money, and it costs the schools. CJ Watson he went all out. And we'll probably talk about this on a free-for-all Friday, but he said I would immediately change NIL structure to what it was intended to be. I would cap pay for play, which was not intended to be part of it, but with the ruling the other day, that is part of now. Players will get paid from the schools. So student athletes get a financial compensation, which I have zero issue with, but the Vanderbilt still have the ability to pay a player just like Texas. But anything over is what players earn outside of the school with their own NIL deals. That's where the millions can come from. I think that saves other college sports as well. I'd also change to one portal transfer, no questions asked for the athletes. After that, there's conditions, and I'd tighten up these portal windows. This is probably one of the best things to tighten up the portal window so teams that do well and go far in the playoffs don't get unfairly pillaged after the season, Alabama, Washington, Michigan a couple years ago. Yeah, and that's a whole separate conversation. But it is the stupidity. It's like the NCAA in some of their regulations. They multiply their bad decisions or lack of decisions. So anyway. I know you want to finish up that recruiting conversation.
Yeah, couple more big visits. Bama has been heading into homes. They were at Sincere Johnson, 4-star linebacker, out of Cincinnati, Ohio's home. Sincere says, no ranking or media coverage is ever going to affect me or tell me what type of player I am. Falling in love with what Bama's doing. So it sounds good for Bama, but here's the big one. Booby Feaster, he is a 5-star wide receiver out of DeSoto High School. He is a reclassification. He should be 2027. He's reclassified to 2026. Coach Shepard came in, talked to him and his family. His pops posted about it. Said, thank you for coming, speaking to our family and recruiting our son. But here is the shocker. DeSoto, Texas, DeSoto, Texas, where this young man is from. He has canceled his visit to Texas and has replaced that visit with a visit to Alabama at the end of May as well. So that bodes really good for Bama. Hey, Texas might be out on, don't know what the specific reasons are, but canceling the visit to the Longhorns to come to Tuscaloosa. I'm liking how that bodes well for Alabama in this upcoming cycle.
Yeah, that's it. Anytime if you're the recruiting school that's recruiting and you have a visit, and shortly after your visit, there's movement in your direction, that's always a positive. The only thing having been in sales is what Texas did. They immediately went to DeSoto to talk to him, right? The moment he canceled his visit, now I'm just talking about Martin. If Martin was a salesperson, I'd be happy at Alabama, but I'd be like, okay, we just convinced him to drop Texas. Now, if I'm at Texas, I'm immediately going to DeSoto and going, listen, I know how emotions get, and I know the Alabama thing sounds good, but, you have been interested in Texas. Nothing's changed at Texas except for, you know what? You go ahead and come and go ahead and make that commitment. We'll do this, 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 and this. A lot of times, young kids, who gets in last works the emotion, because a lot of these kids are making decisions off of money and emotion. And both of those change when you change one or the other. So I know it sounds good, but until I hear him say, I'm coming to the Tide, that still doesn't matter. That used to be something. Until he signs on the piece of paper. Right?
Yeah, that don't even mean everything these days.
Oh, that's true. Now it just means that I'm committed for 6 months max. Well, fine. No, it doesn't mean anything, because the Madden and Nico, they're both. Yeah, I don't bother trying to say their last name. I just call them. I'm gonna leave your school. Right?
Yeah.
Isn't that what their names? Isn't that what their name spells out? I'm gonna leave you. I'm gonna leave her.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave her. If you did it phonetically.
The guy from Tennessee, the quarterback from Tennessee, Nico.
Oh, I didn't know you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah. When you look at his name, I think it spells out like I'm a leaver.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a leaver. Like, I'm a winner. I'm a leaver. I'm a leaver your school. No, I'm just kidding. I'm having fun. I do not begrudge to young men. Go get your money, guys. If that's what you feel like you need to do, you do it. It's X.
Yeah. Switching over to basketball, 2 big recruiting points on that. Alabama hosted yesterday Keaton Bristow from Tarleton State. He was a WAC freshman of the year last year. He's a 6'10" wing. Averaged 11 points and 4 rebounds, shot 46% from the field. And I watched him clip. He can put the ball on the floor and get by it. He has a versatile game, not just a spot-up shooter, but can get to the rim in other ways as well. Haven't heard how that visit went yet, but when you look at the list of schools that he's been hearing from, Alabama would be, quote-unquote, the most prestigious university, the best university on that list. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out with him. Bama had a home visit with Christian Collins, the number 3 overall prospect in the 2026 class. He's out of St. John's Bosco, out in California. So a big name for Alabama to be recruiting there. And then here's an interesting one. 6'3" point guard Davi Remigan is an international prospect. He is of Brazilian descent and Brazilian and German descent, and he is coming for a visit very soon. He averaged 16 points, 3 assists, and 54% from 3 in the league the Euro League that he played in last year.
Wow. So
impressive. Yeah, he's a shooter.
Go ahead.
I said he's a shooter. It's Utah, Alabama, Georgia Tech, and Ole Miss are the 4 schools for him.
Yeah, and what I would ask you, X, and you can respond to this really quick. Alabama needed to make sure they replaced Mark Sears, Grant Nelson, for sure, and Big O. And looks like they've hit those, three. But this 6'10" kid you were just mentioning sounds like a potential upward mobile Grant Nelson. Grant Nelson came from North Dakota, and this kid's coming from the WAC. So it sounds a lot, but it sounds like the same player. 6'10" guy who can shoot from the outside but can get to the rim. But the question I have is that you haven't heard a lot. I guess Chris Youngblood will be another guy they needed to replace, but I think they had that guy replacement in Mallet and Wrightsville coming back. So is Alabama going after anything? Have you seen anything in there? Two questions, like Mo Diabate, that type of kid and spirit, and then also what's the latest on the kid from Washington?
Washington State. Xavier Howard.
Yeah, I don't remember his name. I just remember school. He was injured last year, but he was averaging over 17 points a game his first 6 games. Is Alabama still in on him?
Yeah, Alabama's still in on him. I don't think he's been to campus yet. I know they're trying to work that out, him getting here. But he's still a name to watch out for. As far as anybody to replace Mo Diabate, that's a tough one just because he does have a unique skill set. And build. That's the other part, because you're talking about a guy. Everybody, he's 6. That dude was not 6'7". He was not 6. Yeah. So I hadn't seen anybody that would fit that mold, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but it's the players that I just mentioned that Alabama's still in after. You have Coward out of Washington State. They're still going to go after Eagle Staff now that he's decommitted from South Carolina. There's several guys that it's just still kind of watching dominoes fall. There's rumors that Phylon, depending on how the draft process goes, might come back. It's a lot of working pieces and moving pieces that I think a few more things have to fall into place to see what players Alabama lands. I think there's several that are kind of waiting. Hopefully Alabama doesn't wait too long.
Yeah, that would be an interesting process to watch. But I guess it's possible that one of the freshmen coming in could bring that. And I'm not even worried about. I'm not even so much on Diabate, and we need to get the break. But I'm not so much even his position as much as his attitude. Like who is? I don't want to see Alabama go into a season without that piece, because Alabama was already at a disadvantage when we played physical, mature, nasty teams. And if you lose that Diabate effect, to me, he was the one that gave us like our DNA of when we played physical, it was coming through Diabate. If Diabate wasn't in the lineup or if he was off and we played against a physical team, it was over. That's Martin's opinion. So I think, and maybe one of the other guys may already have that, if that makes sense. They may not have to have a Diabate size guy, but they need to have that attitude. So it'll be fun to watch.
I think Wrightsville brings that attitude.
He could. Yeah, he could. I just love Mo Diabate reminded me of the Dennis Rodman, the guy who's never going to get all the credit for the Chicago Bulls because you had Michael Jordan and you had Pippen and all that. But he was the enforcer, that gave them a little edge and made everybody else play, more physical. So I think Alabama needs that, especially when you're just a run and gun type of team. You're not just running gun, but you're known as a running gun team. You need that physicality. We'll be back on the other side to keep the conversation rolling. But as we go to break here, I want to encourage you to go to Dixie Battery Supply. DixieBatterySupply.com is where you can find them online. Listen, if you're looking for commercial batteries, personal batteries, looking for batteries for an ATV, cars, scooters, motorcycles, golf carts, speedboats, etc., they have what you need at Dixie Battery Supply. 205-758-9190. And hey, they can help you whether you're in Northport, Tuscaloosa, or Bessemer. Check them out online to find out exactly what all they have to offer. That's DixieBatterySupply.com.
Tide 100.9 traffic.
Tuscaloosa traffic now from the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center. A very good Thursday morning to you. We're getting off to a slow start on 69 northbound onto Skyland Boulevard. Busy intersection, unusually busy this morning, and it's got traffic backed up to Calusa Avenue. Otherwise, the rest of the freeways and side streets are not doing so bad at all. Looking good on McFarland Boulevard between Watermelon and 43. You're traveling in the green. With your Tuscaloosa traffic now, I'm Tammy Thomas.
The weatherman predicts a shower of cash at Pearl River Resort. On Fridays and Saturdays, we'll draw a lucky winner to step into our cash machine during our Whirlwind of Cash event. Grab as much as you can to win your share of $200,000 in cash and bonus bet prizes. Plus, double your winnings by catching a multiplier bill. Experience the Whirlwind of Luck when you play at Silver Star and Golden Moon Casinos. Must be 21 or older to play.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Are you ready to treat your taste buds and save big? It's time to seize the deal. Your ultimate hookup for unbeatable half-price deals on your favorite local restaurants. That's right. Mouth-watering meals like the best Mexican food, delicious pizzas, irresistible wings, incredible barbecue, and so much more, all for half the price. Whether it's date night, family dinner, or just because, Seize the Deal lets you eat big without breaking the bank. These deals won't last forever. Visit seizethedeal.com/cities/Tuscaloosa.
Got timberland in West Alabama or East Mississippi? North River Timber Company has you covered. Since 2011, Courtney White, a registered forester, along with his expert team, have been managing timberland and harvesting timber across 4 West Alabama counties. They offer comprehensive timber management plans, reforestation services, and appraisals. Courtney White says timber is like money in the bank. Don't let your investment go unrealized. Call North River Timber Company today. Email them at northrivertimberco@gmail.com or call 205-242-5127.
This Saturday, April 26th at 11 a.m. It's the first ever Care Day. It's a free, family-friendly event that's bringing together fun, prizes, and valuable local resources. You'll enjoy live DJ, gaming trucks, food trucks, bounce houses, and more. Bring your friends and family to experience an exciting day of entertainment while exploring local resources and strengthen our community. Care Day this Saturday, April 26th at 11 o'clock at 5 Spot, right across from Stillman College. Presented by the Christian Amerson Youth Foundation, Ready, and 5 Horizons Health Services.
We all know Tuscaloosa and West Alabama temperatures can make life miserable. That old and unreliable AC unit is not going to make it any better. It's time to get comfortable with a Better Service Company, your authorized Trane dealer for West Alabama, specializing in AC and heating solutions that fit your budget. A Better Service Company offers prompt, reliable service. Want to upgrade to a new system or just need a tune-up? Call a Better Service Company at 205-366-9377 or online at abetterserviceco.com. AL cert number 09149. It's hard to stop a train.
Interact with the Martin Houston Show by calling us at 205-342-9904 or tuning into the Martin Houston Show on Facebook.
Welcome back into the Martin Houston Show. Just want to remind you that on tomorrow we'll have our Free for All Friday brought to you by TJ's Pharmacy and Wellness, located right there off of Hargrove Road. TJ Pharmacy and Wellness. This is formerly, formerly the pharmacy at Midtown. Same great ownership, just a new location and a new name. If you're looking for a great pharmacy that's going to know your name as well as be able to consult and give you advice versus going to the big box pharmacy or the ones online, that is TJ Pharmacy and Wellness. You can still find them online at the pharmacy at pharmacymidtown.com. That'll redirect you to their new website, and we'll be providing you all of the updated information as it becomes available. But right now, check them out right there on Hargrove Road East. X.
All right, hey, we have wrapped up the recruiting. Now it's time to get into some SWOT analysis for guys potentially getting drafted tonight. When we talk about SWOT, that is strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And we've talked a lot about Jalen, and of course we're going to talk about him some more today. But I want to start off with Tyler Booker today. The big, mean offensive lineman from Alabama. When we look at him, his strengths, man, it's physicality, it's meanness. Dude is a mauler. I think in 2 years as a starter, he gave up 1 sack, which is extremely impressive playing in the SEC. So I think those are what you would look at as some of his strengths, as well as the leadership aspects that we have seen from him over the last year or so.
Yeah, and I would add to that, like you said, his, as a big, powerful guy, also being a good pass blocker is huge. But elite size, 6'5", 321, and viewed as having large hands, 11-inch hands, and long arms, almost 35 inches. They're, ideal for big power scheme type offenses. So, of the likes of Detroit and Baltimore, I don't think he falls low enough to get to those teams, but he might. Of course, he started 27 games, so that's definitely a strength. And in today's game, there's so many guys who just go to these 7-on-7s and get ranked high as offensive linemen. They're not really good run blockers. To me, he's a powerful run blocker, and like we said earlier, a solid anchor in pass protection, and just a high football IQ, consistent technique, and just a great leader on and off the field. So, I couldn't see myself passing on him. I know that there may be some other guards out there, but I think these guys get caught up sometimes in these guys in shorts. When I look at a offensive lineman play, I just can't see that.
No, it's not much when you talk about it. Excuse me, with him, the combine 40. I don't care what a lineman runs 40 yards down the field in shorts. If I see, how many times do you see a lineman run 40 yards in a straight line in a game? How many times do you see that a year? Like that means nothing to me. But that would be a quote unquote weakness. He's not the fastest guy. Sometimes he can get a little overextended from film that I've watched and paying attention to him. But it's the quote unquote speed and probably a little bit of overreach, and it would be a weakness that I see in his game.
Yeah, and I some people have said this. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I think he lost a little bit of this when he put the extra weight on. Lateral quickness and agility in open space are limited, but he showed a lot of that as a true freshman. So I think that still exists, but that could be, something you could say as a weakness. And the only thing I could see as a potential weakness X is that at his current size, he's probably going to be a guard and not as flexible in terms of a guy you can pop out. And the quicker interior guys that they're starting to go with, the Donaldsons of the world, could give him trouble at the next level, potentially as a weakness. But other than that, but from an opportunity, when I look at this guy, he's a plug and play guy. You know, if he's drafted by the right scheme, gap scheme, power scheme type of man, if they do any man-on-man blocking, you know, and then the other one is opportunity. If the right teams out there need a guard that can do it all, do some things at an extremely high level, and could I think he could be a swing guy. I think if you put him at that left tackle, probably vulnerability if you have a right-handed quarterback. But I could see him in a pinch situation if he had to pop out and play tackle. He could have a team, so he has some versatility.
He's got the length.
Yeah. So,
and I mean, when you talk about the length, he is longer arms, taller, and heavier than Will Campbell, who is the projected #1 tackle in this draft. And he has tackle experience. He was a tackle in high school. He moved inside once he got to Alabama, so he does have experience there. When you talk about the opportunities, most mock drafts I've seen lately have him going to Houston at 24. That'd be a really good spot for him, I believe. But I'm telling y'all, do not let that man fall to Philly. do not let this. And this is someone who loves watching Philadelphia play. Y'all better not let Tyler Booker fall to 32.
Yeah, well, I definitely think if he's on the board, that with the way the Lions like to run the ball and the Ravens like to run the ball, I'd be shocked. Think about him with Lamar Jackson. So that I doubt that. Hey, we're gonna have to pick up the pace a little bit, but that's real quick on the threats. You know, I don't know that there's a big threat in his game, but there supposedly is a lot of quality interior linemen early, not late, but maybe there's 3 or 4 guys that he's competing against X for that first round slot for an interior guy. That'd be the only threat to him falling out of the first round that I see.
Agreed. Now, do you want to go ahead and get the break, or go ahead and jump into?
We need to get the break, and then we'll have to do a rapid fire on Jihad and Jalen on the other side. Appreciate you guys being a part of it. We got to pay some bills. We appreciate it. We'll be back on the other side on the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier, powered by Vox Eye Care.
Coming up on The Game with Ryan Fowler.
Coming up on the Thursday edition of The Game, we're going to get you ready for the NFL Draft. We're also going to continue covering the transfer portal. At that point, we will be hours away from it closing on the 25th. Alabama's already made one movement with Jack Zamarco from West Virginia, tight end committing to the University of Alabama. What's next? We'll cover that with Rodney Orr, TiderInsider.com, the editor, the founder, right here on The Game, starting at 2 p.m. on Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC, your home of Alabama Crimson Tide.
The longest running sports program in Tuscaloosa. The Game with Ryan Fowler. Weekdays from 2 to 6 p.m. on Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Here's what's trending on the Tuscaloosa thread.
Good Thursday morning opposition is mounting to President Trump's appearance at the University of Alabama next week to make the commencement address. Bernard Simelton, the president of the Alabama NAACP, is accusing Trump of inflicting horror on immigrants and minority communities and undoing racial gains. UA College Democrats are mobilizing to oppose the president's visit. Click TuscaloosaThread.com for more West Alabama news, sports, and weather all throughout the day. It's absolutely free. Don Hartley, Town Square Media, Tuscaloosa.
Tide 100.9 traffic.
Tuscaloosa traffic now from the Townsend Nissan Traffic Center. A very good Thursday morning to you. Taking a look at 359-69 on the northbound lanes at Skyland Boulevard. A little slow at the intersection this morning, nothing severe. 15th Street looks good for you in both directions. Don't see any hangups there between McFarland and Lurleen Wallace. Lurleen Wallace also traveling smoothly on the northbound lanes in between 22nd and McFarland. With your Tuscaloosa traffic now, I'm Tammy Thomas.
This report is sponsored by True Green. We're back in the miller's yard, who now use True Green.
Their lawn started looking like a fairway, and pro golfers started showing up.
They love playing this lawn. Get a PGA Tour quality lawn for as little as $1 a day at TrueGreen.com. Exclusions apply. See TrueGreen.com for details.
I'm attorney Stephen Mizrano. Did you know that insurance companies will only offer you pennies on the dollar for your injury? When you're in a wreck, you need an attorney who knows the law and will fight for you. I don't back down from the insurance companies. You need to hire a proven attorney who will win. My firm will fight to make sure you get the compensation you deserve. Call 800-8000 or visit mezwins.com. I've got this.
No representations made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Spring is in full bloom at the Home Depot. So what are you working on? If you're digging into your garden, come into the Home Depot's Garden Center, where we can help you pick out the best plants for your space. Then make sure you give your plants the proper soil and support they need to thrive, like Miracle Grow 25-quart potting mix on special buy 2 bags for only $15. It's formulated to help your plants grow and keep them fed for up to 6 months. Shop spring savings happening now at the Home Depot.
Keep it locked into Tide 100.9 for more of the Martin Houston Show with Martin Houston and X's and O's Sports Xavier Houston.
Again, to the Martin Houston Show with Martin and Xavier. We're joined by Tony Christian as well. She's keeping us in line. And we got Chase pressing all the right buttons. X, let's jump on this Jahad Campbell SWOT analysis for tonight.
All right. So with Jahad Campbell, you look at his strength. He is a sideline player. He can cover. He can rush the passer. Athletic, big frame. I think he can really be a 3-down linebacker, and that he can be a 3-down linebacker, whether that's being a pass rusher on 3rd down or dropping back into coverage. His game is one of the most versatile when it comes to linebackers in this draft.
Versatility, athletic, both on the ball, off the ball. I think he could be a Michael Parsons type of player. I'm surprised he's not higher on the board because of where he played. But great strength. Weakness is that he didn't play. He's not played a lot of linebacker. He reality is he's only played it, for the last 3 years where he's actually been on the field. And sometimes his versatility and speed actually gets him out of position, over pursues. And then I think at the next level, just learning to improve to get the other defender off of him, using his hands a little bit more versus just his speed and athletic ability.
Agreed. Opportunities. Once again, I think he's a guy that can play in multiple systems, whether it be a 4-3 or a 3-4. I think he's probably best if he's in a 4-3, playing the weak side will linebacker. I think he's in the 3-4. You can stick him at Mike, or you can stick him as an edge. Like I said, the scheme versatility is out of this world for him. He's been anywhere from 15 to the Falcons to I've seen a few people saying he falls all the way to Philly. And once again, do not let Jahad Campbell go to Philly if you don't like Philadelphia.
Yeah, that's true. And the only other thing I'd add is, like I said, I think the biggest opportunities for him is that he's going to become that hybrid defender. And the opportunity for him is that there's a couple guys rated in front of him, X, that could go off the board really quick. And when that happens, when your position starts going off the board early, your stock can rise. So he could be one of those guys that all of a sudden find himself in the top, 12 or so based on what happens in front of him. Biggest threat, TC, you had something that could potentially cost him as we were talking about it offline.
Yes, he's coming from a torn labrum, but he'll be back for spring practice or whatever practice. So we're seeing if that will affect him and what number he'll get drafted.
It could, just because when you're a first rounder, they want you in there right off. And sometimes when you haven't had that physical contact and there's a guy close to you, they take that guy versus you. So that's why I said it's really be interesting to see what happens with the guys in front of him and how fast they go off the board. But since it's not as serious of an injury, I don't think it'll impact him as much. But it does have – that's what a threat means. It literally could become an issue. I've seen guys have everything, and then all of a sudden right before draft, they find out there's some tweak in their body, and all of a sudden that guy falls down the board. But I know the Eagles won't let him pass them, so no. These teams will be stupid to let him pass. X, real quick on Jalen, we've talked a lot about it. In turn, you can kind of hit one or two topics on each one of them with him, and then I'll give my thoughts.
Yeah. When you look at his strengths, it's his arm strength, his deep ball, and his athleticism, his legs. They say he could be the next Michael Vick if he uses his legs to his full potential. Weaknesses, accuracy. That's his biggest thing, accuracy and holding on to the ball too long. If he's able to sit and have an opportunity to grow and learn in the right situation, I think he can have a Jalen Hurts, Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers type of maturation into being a really good NFL quarterback as well. And then threats. How high do you think his floor is? How high do you think his ceiling is? I think that's the chances when you look at him.
Yeah, I would say dual threat capability, elite athleticism, and the speed makes him a great runner, great dual threat potential guy. Can take any play to the house when forced out of the pocket or when have plays called to him. Weaknesses, as you said, inconsistency in his passing, decision-making, opportunity. The dude has an unbelievable high ceiling. Ideal opportunity for a team that doesn't need a quarterback to play day one. Threats is that he's considered a project by a lot of teams, but the question, his biggest threat is Jalen Milroe himself not embracing the duality of being a dual threat quarterback and maximizing his legs. He don't want to be known that way, and that may be what cost him all the way dating back to last season. He may have hurt his own draft stock by not embracing that aspect of his game. So, hey, that's TC, Tony Christian. That's Xavier Houston. I'm Martin Houston. That's Chase Brumfield, and we appreciate you being with us each and every day. As we get off the air, I want to thank my company, Empowerment Strategy Solutions, for sponsoring us. A vision to be the best by empowering the best. We exist to empower better people, build stronger teams, and forge championship cultures. We don't just create leaders, we unleash champions. And we'd love to work with you, guided by our core values of excellence, continued improvement, educating, equipping, and empowering you to be the best version of yourself. That's Empowerment Strategy Solutions. Remember this: trust in the Lord always, lean not your own understanding, and in all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your paths. Roll Tide, everybody. Hopefully we'll be talking about 3 first-round Alabama players when we return on tomorrow. Have a blessed day and a great weekend for those of you who will be out on tomorrow. Roll Tide. All right.
Thank you for listening to the Martin Houston Show on your home for Alabama sports. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide